University does provide scholarships. Like it is around $50,000 for 2 years, like for my degree.
What is the average salary that someone can earn in a
So
part-time?
mostly you get is the minimum wage, which is set by the government, which is around $14.5 an hour. Like I know people who just come to Canada because that is their main goal.
Yes.
We want PR. They required an SOP. I wrote that myself. Like if anyone wants to know, like there are agencies that do that. International students, you need to take minimum of 9 credits every term to have that status of a full-time international student. To complete 60 credits to get your degree, and it's up to you. You can take 25 in one term, you can take 9 in one term. Like it's very flexible. And you cannot buy everything new because it's kind of expensive. After a point of time, you get bored. Like you need to go out and
Hey guys, welcome to College Dunia Study Abroad. This is Varun. Today we have Shivam Bhatia with us. Shivam is pursuing his MBA at University of Manitoba, Canada. Hi Shivam.
Hey Varun, how's it going?
It's great. How are you?
I'm good as well.
Shivam, can you introduce a bit about yourself and talk about your background for our viewers?
Yeah. So hi everyone, my name is Shivam. I recently started my MBA last year from University of Manitoba. And before this, in India, I did my undergrad from SLM University in computer science engineering. So bit of a cliche engineer and then MBA. So I also worked as a software developer for around 2.5 years in Bangalore with a company called Cerner Corporation. So I used to work in both front end and back end. And MBA was always the plan. Initially, I planned to do it from India, but things change. We'll talk more about this as we go.
Yes.
And I ended up here.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know for sure many of the, candidates who are pursuing their masters always have this question, like, should I do MS or MBA, especially people from the tech background. So what made you choose MBA from a computer science background? Generally everyone goes for MSCS and all.
No. I have been asked this question a lot. So it's actually, it depends on your choice. Honestly, like if you are into tech, if you're really into coding, like MS is the way to go. There are a lot of opportunities right now. Like for me, I like coding, but I have always been into business, especially marketing. So I'm majoring in marketing right now in my MBA. So in my undergrad as well, I used to, be in those fests and marketing events and everything. So that was always the plan. And when I was working, working as a software developer, I was not, I would say, I was happy, but I was not very content with myself sitting behind a computer. So I wanted to get up the hierarchy, having that knowledge is good, but I wanted to combine my tech world with the business world. So I chose MBA.
Yeah, I think that answers some of the crucial questions, because everyone, me personally, had that question sometime, when I was choosing my master's. But yeah, that was nice. So which all universities did you apply for when you were planning for your MBA?
I applied for 4 or 5 different universities. There were different criteria. So the main thing was I had to give my GMAT, and to be very honest, I did not excel into this. I scored a very average score. So I had to filter out those universities according to the score. I did good in my IELTS. And also the tuition fee was a criteria. So if you look at good universities in Canada, like top ranking, McGill or University of Toronto or University of British Columbia, they are on a bit expensive end. So I did not apply to those. I applied to Concordia University in Montreal, University of Manitoba here. There is this University of Calgary, Haskell School of Business. Yes. And there is one in New Brunswick, University of New Brunswick. So I chose these 4. I knew the courses were good, and they all offered marketing as a major, so that was a plus for me. And the tuition fee was in the acceptable range.
So it was within your range.
Yeah. So
and
I filtered out on basis of this.
So then, why Manitoba? Why University of Manitoba? Out of those universities, and also before that, I would like to ask, how many admits did you get out of those 4?
So I only got 1. So the thing is, Manitoba started their process earlier. So I applied here, and then when I got my admit, I applied for my visa. I did not wait to hear from other universities. So I was like, this university was pretty good. I had a friend here before, so I knew the course. And yeah, I did get into New Brunswick as well, but this was better. So
it was all later, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I could have changed it, but yeah, I mean, this was good enough for me.
Yeah, got it. So I think this is one other question many students have generally. So when you're pursuing your MBA, why you chose Canada, whereas like MBA is pretty much popular in the UK, like, business matlab UK, kind of, it was a thing, right? So what made you choose something out of that?
I mean, to be very honest, Canada was a safe bet. So UK was never the plan. So there were a couple of reasons. One, so I wanted to go to the US. Like business is pretty big in the US as well, but again, it's really expensive. And when I did a bit of my research, it is easier to go to US from Canada rather than India. Like I know you're there, but it's the process gets easier. So and also like tuition is a bit cheaper here.
Okay.
And the other reason was family. My elder sister is already there, so that was a big plus for me.
Okay.
So
Makes
like
sense.
being close to them, yeah. And yeah, I never considered UK, to be honest. I mean, I don't know. Europe is kind of expensive, and that after Brexit they are having a lot of issues with their PRs and stuff. So I did not consider UK.
Okay. And if I may ask, may I know what was that easier way that you were mentioning Canada, say US, Jana? I know many people would be really intrigued to know.
I mean, it's easier to get a visa first, and plus, I can tell you from a marketing perspective, especially in British Columbia, like there are a lot of companies which are set up in BC and then in the US. So if I can get into a marketing role from there, I know a couple of people who like are shifting now from Canada towards US based on their jobs. And I think doing that from India is a bit difficult. Like based on your job, you can move to the US. Like you have to go through like either studies or some other route.
There was one thing I heard about, like, Canada jao, PR lo, and then you can easily go to US kind of thing. What is your call on that? Like, is it something like that?
Honestly, it gets easier. So if you have a PR, obviously, then you don't require a visa for US. But I don't know. I never saw Canada from that perspective. I need a PR as soon as I get there. Like I know people who just come to Canada because that is their main goal.
Yes.
We want PR.
Yeah.
But I think it also depends. So like like people come to do diplomas and stuff, and so I am doing a master's degree. So that is kind of the difference. So it's like I don't have any plans. I might go back to India.
Okay, got it. So you mentioned that you wrote GMAT and IELTS, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
May I know what are the scores?
So GMAT I got a 600, which is average or below average score, and IELTS I got an 8 band.
Oh, that's nice. IELTS is like, it's been pretty good score, I guess. So what was your criteria? Like what was the university criteria for the admits in terms of GMAT and IELTS?
So GMAT, as far as I remember, was 580 or something around that, 560, 580, and IELTS was 7.
Okay.
Like 7, and and all the 4 categories it was, I think, 7 as well.
Okay. And what about your SOP and LRs? How did you manage your SOP and LRs?
So
LRs?
Yeah, they required LRs. I took 2 from my managers in my job, like one from my team lead and one from my higher manager, and then one I took from my my professor back from undergrad.
Okay.
They required 3 LORs. They required an SOP. I wrote that myself. Like if anyone wants to know, like there are agencies that do that, like do all of your process, but I wrote that myself, and I did hire a professional to just go through it once and
like a reviewer.
it better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So coming to the MBA course at Manitoba, so can you explain what is the course structure like the credits or the duration and how it is structured?
So yeah, like for international students, you need to take minimum of 9 credits every term to have that status of a full-time international student. Like I know people here do part-time MBA as well, like Canadian students. Like they only take 1 course and they work as well full-time. So yeah, and you need to complete 60 credits to get your degree. And it's up to you. You can take 25 in 1 term, you can take 9 in 1 term. Like it's very flexible.
And each course is how many credits?
So it's 3 and 1.5. Like the course that for 3 months, like the whole term is 3 credits, and then if it's for like 2 weeks, it's 1.5.
Okay. So if based on the duration of the course, that's what.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the fee structure like? And did the university provide any scholarships to you?
So university does provide scholarships. Like it is around $50,000 for 2 years, like for my degree, and they do provide scholarships. Like they have entrance scholarships and one more scholarship. It is based on your course from your undergrad and how much GPA did you have, and did you have any like F grades or something like
So
that.
merit
Based, yeah.
Okay. And have you happened to land upon any scholarship?
I had one entrance, MBA entrance. I was decent enough in my undergrad.
So how much did you get as scholarship?
I got around $3,500, 3,500.
3,500, and the 50,000 is the whole tuition or complete whatever total expense?
No, it's just the tuition.
Just the tuition.
Like it includes everything. It includes your bus passes here, your gym fees, and all the library and everything.
Okay, that's nice. And how about the teaching assistantships and research assistantship opportunities? Like, are they available in your like
they
MBA
are
course?
Available. Yeah,
and how easy
so you
is that?
So it's not that difficult. So if you have a good rapport with your professor, then you can directly apply. And then there are online portals as well. Like if you don't know the professor, you can go through the online process.
Okay.
But the only requirement is you need to complete that course first and then go into the teaching assistant.
Okay. And currently, are you doing any part-time jobs as such?
Currently, I'm not. So the first 2 terms I focused on, like I took more credits, so it was very intensive. But from this term, I will start working. Like I'll start applying for jobs.
Okay. And it's total of 4 terms, or how many terms? 6 terms. 6. So 2 years.
Ideally, it's 6 if you don't want to push it, but people do it in like 4 terms or 3 terms.
Got it. Okay. So in general, like what are the future prospects of your course, like studying from Manitoba and graduating as an MBA? What are the future prospects? Like how's the job market there, and how the university helps in finding the job, and what kind of jobs?
So like if I start from an MBA, that there are 4 majors here: marketing, supply chain, finance, and entrepreneurship. So I'm currently doing marketing. I am not like, if once I finish this, I'll take the second major. I'm not decided on that yet. So there is this career development center in the university. So they are mainly there to help you out. So they help you out from the basics, like build your resume, cover letters, and they help you practice interviews, and then helps you connect with people in the job market. Regarding the job market, like since Winnipeg is located very centrally in Canada, like so there are more of supply chain jobs here, supply chain and finance. And there are marketing jobs as well, but if you compare them, the number is more on the finance and supply chain side.
Okay, got it. And go ahead.
I was just saying, so like these are the jobs, and I will be looking more at consultant or analyst role because I have an IT background.
Yes.
And so I want to go into either digital marketing or consultants or tech consultants, something like that.
Nice. That's nice. So what is the probability of finding a full-time job, even considering the current scenario? Like, what do you think?
I mean, so looking at like recent graduates, I think as far most of the seniors I know have gotten placed. So I think it's pretty good. It's not that bad. Like I think it's the tech world that was affected the most recently.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, for MBAs, it's pretty good here.
So what would you say? Like everyone would be landing up with a job or something?
Mostly, yeah.
That's nice.
I would say 95%.
And what is the average salaries that one can expect after graduating and landing up in a job?
So average MBA salary here is around 80K to 100K, depending on the job again.
That's
nice. If you're
actually.
on a very, if you compare it to tech world, it's not that good, but yeah.
No, I think even they have been answering the same amount. So that's the reason I'm like, oh, well, it is equivalent then. That's good, right? As a start, 80 as a start is still a really decent one, I guess. So what companies like generally very frequently hire? There might be certain companies which are very renowned only in that part, like
Yeah,
some kind of mid-level or the startup kind of companies. Can you mention any few that very frequently hire from your university?
So in Winnipeg, like there are 3 or 4 major companies which are spread across the world. So one is called Canada Life. I mean, they hire frequency. There are a lot of insurance companies there if you want to go into that field. There is a company called IG Wealth Management. Then there are companies in Deloitte, EY, and those all big four.
Yeah, they all are big ones. Yeah. So coming to your first impression, like when you landed in Canada and like when you go into the university, how was your first impression? What was that like on your first day? What were you feeling, or like how was your experience?
I mean, if to be very honest, I was missing home. Like, I was not very happy landing here and there. Yeah, I mean, so I had some visa issues, so I did not have any accommodation or something, and I just landed and I was roaming around here and there, finding a place to live. But I was very amazed by the university. Like it's really, really big. Right? It has around 30,000 students across all the all the fields. So yeah, I was very amazed by that, and I love my business school. Like it's called Asper School of Business.
Okay.
So yeah, it's amazing, and then the professors was really good. It's a different vibe from India. So you must have studied from India, right? So
yes,
India, it's different how you connect with your teacher. Here it's very different. So, I mean, you can go and have a beer with your professor, nobody cares.
Yeah, and I think it should be like outside India, it's more like you have to be proactive and you have to take a step forward and talk, I guess.
Yeah, even like if you consider a subject in India, if I started like 3 days before my final exam, I would have passed. Here they don't even take final exams in most of the subjects.
Oh, yeah.
It's very practical based. They give you cases, case studies and stuff. So I mean, you cannot like take a break. So you have to keep going every week.
So I think it's like every exam is the final exam because it counts to the final.
Exactly. Like so yeah, it gets pretty intense during the term. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I was going to actually ask you about that aspect in terms of like the course difficulty and your living. Some courses are so stressful that it really makes it difficult for you to manage your living as well. Like maybe a part-time and a course, it's too much. So in that way, how difficult is this MBA course at your university?
So I would say like initially you have to do all the mandatory courses, and like you don't get all the courses from your major. So I'm doing marketing, but I have to do finance and accounting courses as well. And I am not a numbers guy, so finance and accounting were hard for me. Like I had to give extra time into that. But regarding marketing courses, I think I love the faculty here. So they are very proactive. The classes are very interactive. They give you case studies, videos and stuff. Like you have to record your own videos. So it's been good. And also like another extracurricular that is good about this university's case competitions across Canada and across world. Like that career development center, they send you emails about all the opportunities out there. So you can actually go and apply, and like they help you. They even have a case study course here. Like they can teach you how to proceed.
So it counts more like an internship or a project on your resume as well, I guess.
It's a project extracurricular.
That's really nice.
They keep you busy.
That's nice. So talking about people at your university, how is the Indian community at the university?
I would say there are a lot of Indians here. Like my class is almost, I guess, 40% are Indians. Asians, I would say, like neighboring countries from India.
So that's still good number, I guess. And
it is a good number.
How diverse is the university? I mean, like, is it like too much of Indians, or like how diverse would you say?
No, I would say it's pretty diverse. Like in number of professors, I don't have the exact number, but someone told me it's even in like the professor count, it's 50-50. There are a lot of professors from outside Canada, and even in my classes, it's not like India, Middle East, and then Europe. And there are a lot of people. Pretty diverse.
Okay, that's nice. That's really good to know. And so let's talk a bit about the living situation. So do you stay close to the campus or away from the campus?
No, I stay close. It's like 2 kilometers from my school.
Okay. And how do you commute to the university?
If if the weather is good, I walk, and usually I just take the bus.
Okay.
I have a bus stop right outside my building, and it's pretty convenient.
Okay. And what type of accommodation are you staying in? Like a single room or
I'm
what?
living in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
Two.
So 2 bedroom and
Like
you
it's
2 people?
2 people. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. And like, how did you find the apartments and the roommates?
Facebook Marketplace. Like there are two things there. I think same in US as well, Kijiji and Marketplace. So I
Okay.
use that.
Okay. So Facebook was the biggest help for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So, coming to your rent, may I know like what is your rent for this private
So
room?
it's on a bit of a higher end. I pay between $650 and $700 depending on my utilities, hydro and stuff. So, but it is on a higher end. You can find cheaper places, and like most of my friends pay around $550, I would say.
Okay. So, and is it fully furnished apartment you stay in?
It is fully. That is one of the reasons I took it. It is fully furnished. I didn't have to buy anything.
That's really nice. I mean, like some people really get confused about this point.
Yeah,
like
no,
how to set up and everything.
And yeah, you cannot buy everything new because it's kind of expensive. Yeah.
Yes,
So
that's
it
true.
gets
That's
difficult. You go on Marketplace and stuff and find things.
Yeah. So I actually wanted to ask you about this. Like, so there would be so many things that you never knew till the time you started studying or like reached the place and started studying as a student. So would you like to mention anything that the aspiring students would like to know, like they should know or something you learned when you went there?
Something I learned. Okay. So one of the things I think I already mentioned is the way of education here. Like if you're coming from India, you have to be ready because everything will change. It's not like you can start studying a day before and stuff like that. And another thing I would say is you have to be pretty interactive. I was kind of an introvert and shy person back home, but you have to change here if you want to make a name of yourself. And one more thing I would like to add is if you're coming for a business course like MBA, you need to good with people, like make connections, because a lot of job market here depends on how well you know someone.
Okay, that's
so
nice.
You need to know how to make those connections. I mean, but you learn with time.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm pressuring anyone. It's not that.
No, it's just to be to be prepared.
Yeah.
We being students, when we come down there, and we might start knowing new things when we go to that particular place. Their trend or their way of working or something. Maybe you find a unique WhatsApp group where they actually post these second-hand sale items or something. Kind of those things that I was talking about.
Okay. My bad.
I mean, those things you would never know, right? Unless you go down to that place, and then when you start living there, that's when you know, like, okay, when you join the community, basically. I mean,
there is this group on Facebook called Free Things in Winnipeg. I mean, if anyone is coming here, like you can get free stuff if someone is moving out. They post their free mattress or stuff like that.
Okay. So, that's something new, because no one would be knowing when they're actually researching about the university.
Yeah.
So and talking about the groceries, like, may I know how much on an average would you spend for groceries?
Monthly, it's around $200 to $250.
Okay. So around 650, 700 is your rent and utility, and 200 to 50 would be your groceries. Any other expenses that you would like to add apart from rent, groceries, and utilities?
Like usually there is not. It depends on how much you go out and how much you eat out and stuff like that.
What would be a ballpark number, monthly expenses?
Not much. I would say 100. Not like
100 more.
Not above that. Because honestly, I don't get that much time to go out. It's usually after the term ends.
So roughly 1,000 pakad le, like $1,000, 1,000 Canadian dollars. Okay, that's nice. I want to ask, does the university have this pantry kind of facility jahan pe free groceries dete hain? Many universities have this, I believe.
Yeah, they do. They do have a food bank, and you can go once a week, I think, or once in 3 days. I am not very sure. I don't remember, but there is a food bank and you can go.
Okay, that's
And
nice.
like they
So,
have shelves, so you can
yeah,
pick one thing from each shelf.
that's for students, right?
That's for students. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So yeah, can you share like, wait, before this, I want to ask this thing. I want to talk a bit about the part-time jobs. You have mentioned that there are portals that where you can apply for
There are,
TARA,
yeah.
but any like for the other part-time jobs, what is the situation like, and what is the average salary that someone can earn in a
So
part-time?
mostly you get is the minimum wage, which is set by the government, which is around $14.5 an hour. And so the good thing in Canada is there was a rule that international students can only work 20 hours a week, but they revoked that in December, I think. So you can work as much as you want, depending on your schedule. And regarding like the jobs, the traditional way is just print out your resume and go to shops and just give it to them, and if they have any openings. And shops do like they post on their social media channels or somewhere like part-time openings and stuff. The other thing is this online, like LinkedIn and Indeed.
Okay.
And sometimes you find jobs on Kijiji as well if you just search for part-time jobs.
May I know what is it? What is it called?
Kijiji, like the site.
TGG. Okay.
So, yeah, KJIJI.
Oh, KJI. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That is another platform for part-times.
Yeah, so that is actually something like OLX in India. It's for second-hand things. But people do post for jobs. Like local businesses, I would say, that don't post on Indeed and LinkedIn. They post that stuff there. And yeah, it's not that hard to get job. I mean, you can also find jobs in with Government of Manitoba, part-time jobs.
Okay.
Like there are portals there. Yeah.
So right now you are not working anywhere. That's what you said.
No, I didn't, because I took like more credits for my course, so I didn't get time. But I will be applying this summer now.
Okay. So can you share one good experience and one bad experience you had till date since the time you have been to Canada?
With the university?
The university, the study abroad experience, everything.
The bad experience, I would say, was finding a place and like moving my stuff, because like I didn't know anyone and I just was browsing through things. But luckily I had good friends who were keeping me at that place, but it was really hard for me. And it's initially I didn't have any roommate as well, so after a point of time you get bored, like you need to go out, and it gets really cold here, like it goes to -20, -25. So that was hard, like just staying in your room. But yeah, so it gets better though. And one really good experience, like I recently went on a study trip with my university to Iceland, but that is not connected to Canada right now, but that was really fun.
That's nice.
So that is one more thing. This university offers exchange programs and study trips and stuff. So if you want to explore.
And you've been there for almost just one semester, and within that semester...
No, I went for
2 semesters.
8 days.
I mean your duration, like you've been in Canada since
just 2
August,
terms,
I guess.
8 months, yeah.
Within the 2 terms, you had a 8-day exchange trip as well. That's really nice. That's interesting. So do they keep doing this always? Or like,
So this is actually a 3-credit course which you can select and go out. So every year the country changes. This year it was Iceland.
Okay.
And they have exchanges as well, which like 1 month or 1.5. It depends on how many
credits
you can
count
transfer.
to that. Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's really interesting. Not all the universities do it, I guess. I'm not sure. So any advice that you would like to give to the students that are planning for masters at your University of Manitoba?
One thing I would like to say is people were like, a few people messaged me on LinkedIn, like, they just started their jobs and they want to come for MBA. I would say like work for at least 2 to 3 years. Like it's important to know the industry, the corporate world, because it helps a lot, to be honest. Like you cannot just finish your undergrad and come for MBA. And that is a requirement as well with the university. Like you need to have a minimum of 2-year experience. And I don't think I have any more advice. Yeah, just be yourself. It's a good ride.
That's really nice. I mean, like, thank you so much. I mean, you've given actually pretty good number of advices during like throughout the interview, I guess. But yeah, well,
Happy to help.
yeah, these are the questions I had. And would you like to add anything else that the students should know
Mm,
about the university
um,
or about the experience or what they have to be prepared for?
yeah, like so, like, as I mentioned, university has a lot of extracurricular things, sports and dance and music, and so it's not like if you're coming here for MBA, you're stuck in that. Like whatever your talent is, the university has the resources and they can help you proceed with that. That's a really plus point with this
Yes.
university. And this city is not as big as I would say Toronto or Vancouver. So it's nice to live in a medium-sized city, I would say, and you get to know a lot of people. And yeah, what I follow right now is I don't say no to things. Even with this interview, I've never done anything like this before, but it's
I
good to
hope you
have new
liked it.
experiences. No, it was really fun. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I think that's all I got. If
nice.
anyone has any questions, you have my contact
Yes.
details. Just feel free to reach out.
Definitely. So yeah, I mean, that's all the questions I had, and I think you have given almost like all the information that is generally required. And thank you so
Hopefully.
much for sharing your experience and taking out time for
Yeah,
this
thank you for
interview.
having me. Yeah, and I want to say like this is a really good platform. I wish I had something like this when I was researching for my university. So I think it's a good one-stop shop for everything.
Yes.
Like because I had to reach out to seniors, I had to talk to I don't know so many people and then make connections to find out that stuff. So I think that's a great initiative and all the best to you guys.
Yes. So
I
that
hope
is our
it
target
grows a
as
lot.
well, to create a one-stop platform where like everyone gets
Yeah.
their information from a real-time experience from a student, and also they can connect to them if they think they can answer well.
That's a really good idea, and
Yeah, thank you so
I'm glad I
much.
could help.
Yes, that's for sure. Well, yeah, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thank you, Varun. It was great meeting you. Have a
Yeah,
great day ahead.
great meeting you as well. Yeah, you too.